Hey everybody, it's 5 o'clock, so that means it's time for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock shadow with your boy, Truthit. So put some respect on his name.
O'clock shadow. I cannot believe I have Wilson here in the house making his long-awaited debut. Wilson, a longtime fan of the show, he told me, and I'm just happy to. I can't believe this. This is just insane, Wilson. I cannot believe I have Wilson here, but just give it up for him anyways. Yes. There's a video of a bunch of students in Aleppo who are pleading for people to not believe the U.S. narrative on what's going on in Syria.
Tell me, what do you think about what's happening in Aleppo?
Okay, the terrorist is killing us, and your media is convincing you that we are not existent, that we're ghosts. But we're existed here, and you have to help us because many of our friends, our family, and our close people to us, they are dying and we are losing them. Please help us.
The European TVs are lying. They just say that the terrorists protect us and the government kill us, and that's just wrong. I just want to say that don't believe them.
The terrorists kill us every day. They don't care about us. They cut the water and the food to us. Please help us.
I just want to know, how does the countries support these terrorists? They're killing us every day, and the government kills us.
They're protecting us. The government are protecting us, and you have to help us. Please save Aleppo.
Here in Aleppo, Syria, there are a huge number of terrorists. They are terminating the civilians and killing them and enslaving them. So please help us.
We spend almost months without water and food because of terrorism.
So pray for us. Thanks.
Don't believe them. Save Aleppo.
So here, the children are all from a classroom here in West Aleppo. All the media today are telling that the civilians who are flying away from the east get killed by the army, but initially all the civilians get shot by the terrorists because they are trying to fly away. The children who are here are the people we are fighting for. All the families, the civilians who are living there, they are dying because the media are lying. I mean, you can say that I am a propaganda people, but you can say that all the children and all the families, all the people outside there in Aleppo, that they are just lying. Who do you want to believe? You want to believe the people who live in Syria, who live in Aleppo, or the media who live somewhere behind the keyboard? So, do you have a message for them? Do you want to say something?
Don't believe them. They lie to us. Then help us.
And I mean, in this video, they are pleading, please don't believe them. Please do not believe them. Break some glass for them, pleading. The U.S. media is saying the Assad regime is bad. They are bad people. That's why we have to do something. That's why we have to act. Which is basically what they said about Saddam. So Russia is backing the Assad regime, and obviously Russia's the bad guy because of what we saw in Rocky IV. Of course, anytime when someone beats Apollo Creed, who came out to the song Living in America, and when he's laying lifeless, says,
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. That automatically lets you know that Russia's the bad guy. Break some glass for Russia being the bad guy. The narrative of the U.S. now is Russia is the bad guys, the Assad regime is the bad guys, and of course everything the U.S. does, we do in interest of being the good guys, and they have to be telling the truth, right? It's the U.S. They have never failed us when it comes to telling the truth. I mean, Columbus is a great guy. Slaves were treated great. Just ask Bill O'Reilly.
Slaves did participate in the construction of the White House. Records show about 400 payments made to slave masters. Slaves that worked there were well fed and had decent lodgings provided by the government, which stopped hiring slave labor in 1802. However, the feds did not forbid subcontractors from using slave labor. So
I still can't believe that fool said that. Oh, and another thing that America never lied to us about, Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. We found all of them. So now we are to believe everything we're told. But are we? Just recently, Fidel Castro passed away. And if you are in the American bubble, you'd think, yay, it's time to celebrate. Another dictator, just like Saddam, is gone. We should rejoice. He is no longer with us. But then much of the rest of the world happened to mourn his death. That's interesting. Who am I to believe, man? I mean, you got Africans, like, you know, people who beloved Mandela saying, oh, this is a sad day. He was a good guy. You got people all over the place saying he's a good guy. You know, we love him. But, and from America, no, he's a devil. Who am I to believe? Who are we, the American people, to believe? Usually, the truth lies in the middle. But the serious question I must ask when I see things in the media and from the U.S., how can I believe people who've lied to me my entire life? I mean, U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, his parents escaped Castro. I mean, because his parents, they left Cuba about 3 years before Castro actually took power, but they escaped him before even knowing that he was going to be in power. So Marco Rubio is an example of American honesty, right? No. So we've been lied to in our history books, lied to about police, lied to by our leaders. I did not have sex with that woman. To Benghazi, and most notably, Saddam's weapons of mass destruction. I'm still looking around for that. Wilson, have you seen the weapons of mass destruction? Wilson, you are not talking today. I need you to be more talkative. You know, the purpose for us going over there and turning the country upside down was because Saddam had nuclear weapons. Hey, they have nuclear weapons! No, they don't. Hey, their leader is a meanie, we gotta kill him! And the scary part is the exact same thing is happening in Syria right now. The rhetoric is Assad is evil, and we must help the rebels overthrow the government. And I just read this, but U.S. claimed they launched an airstrike on ISIS, but it was actually on Assad regime Syrian soldiers, and it gave a foothold to ISIS to attack. This is another thing that we don't see in our news a lot. We don't see it in our news at all. And if it wasn't for Twitter and hearing the other side of the story through rare, spare social media avenues, we wouldn't even know it. Last year, America bombed a hospital in Iraq, killing some 50 people, thinking that they were attacking an ISIS stronghold. Allegedly, that's what they tell us. But yet no one was there. They just killed innocent people. Not one peep, not one apology. This time, the U.S. led an airstrike that killed Assad regime soldiers. As of October 25th, the U.S.-led coalition against ISIS had carried out 5,616 airstrikes in Syria alone. The vast majority of them were by U.S. warplanes. In the 2 years since it intervened in Syria, the U.S. coalition has killed 6,295 people, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. Now I know why kids are in schools praying that the Syrian government in Russia prevails. The observatory calculates that at least 642 of those killed, about 1 in 10, were civilians. We strongly condemn targeting civilians anywhere under time by the internal coalition in these parties, wrote the Syrian Observatory. The observatory also renews its call to spare the civilians from any military action on Syrian soil. So, we should ask the U.S., right? Hey, are you guys really killing innocent people, like in the hundreds over there? Well, the U.S. military has acknowledged a handful of incidents that killed at least 9 civilians inside of Syria, including one strike in 2015 that killed 2 children, but it has yet to release the results of an investigation into airstrikes it conducted around Manbij, the Aleppo governorate. Who am I to believe? Because everything the U.S. tells us is right, it's the truth. They can't lie. Wasn't it George Washington said, "I cannot tell a lie"? Break some glasses, George Washington's honesty.